Hello, my needle drops. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Stuffy nose. I know. And I'm here right now with a question of the week this week. But right now, before we get into that, just one thing. Hi, Bobby. Recently on Stereogum.com, in a section that they titled, Where's the Beef?, where they actually talk about all sorts of infighting with the indie scene, there was an interview, sections of an interview, with Steve Albini in GQ, where he talked about how Sonic Youth signing to a major label in their prime had a negative impact on independent music. He had this mentality that major labels are bad, the industry surrounding major labels are bad. Long story short, he really made the music industry look like a meat grinder with the way he was talking about it. And if you would like to see more of Steve's point of view, he has this essay called The Problem with Music. It's linked down in the D-Box. I didn't really find his point of view shocking, because I do share some of his views on the matter. However, what I find shocking is that I don't really see much of anybody talking quite like Steve was these days in that interview. People even talk less and less about the idea of selling out. Look at Of Montreal. They're still making weird as hell records. They're still taken very seriously by critics and fans, and they recorded that Outback song. And recently major labels have been releasing, co-releasing, distributing, co-distributing a lot of adventurous albums as well. Look at LCD Sound System, look at Janelle Monáe, look at Flaming Lips. Does this mean these labels are getting more open-minded? But then again, we still hear stories about, look at that new Klaxons album. That album is the way it is because the major label said, hey, this is too experimental. Go back and rewrite it. And as reported by Jess Paul via Consequence of Sound on October 4th on her YouTube channel, WreckedRadio, MGMT, because of how wildly weird their new album is, apparently is going to be getting some label help, some label supervision on their next LP. Yeah. I think overall hatred of the major labels has died down, but why? Is it because they're behaving more, or is it because we don't really have to deal with them all that much these days with the sea of independent bands and labels that the internet is just full of? You know, and a lot of people aren't saying this, but I feel like a lot of the indie labels are guilty of the same BS the majors are. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather support one over the other. However, a lot of small bands, even when signing to an indie label, have to deal with the same stupid business practices like signing over the rights or the publishing of your music in order to get it on the label. What is evil? And once you've figured out what evil is, are the major labels that? Are the indie labels that? Are all labels in general that? And that's what I want to know. If there's an album or a song that you guys want me to review in the near future, leave a comment on this video. Comment. And, yeah, that's about it. Music industry. Evil. Anthony Fantano, Steve Albini, Sonic Youth, forever.